Well, Sheriff, you've been sheriff for 25 years.
Yes, sir, this past September the 10th. I did my
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think that's impressive. But you weren't elected the first term.
No, I wasn't. I lived here in Anderson since '86 and commuted. I was a deputy with Harris County Sheriff's Office, and I spent 25 years there, almost to the day when I got appointed here. What happened was the sheriff was removed from office, and they had a period there about a couple of weeks where they were going to have to appoint a new sheriff. So I threw my name in the hat because I had my military time, 4 years. I purchased in Harris County to go in with my retirement. So on the books I had 29 years. My age was 48 at the time, and the points added up so I could retire. So I threw my name in the hat, and that was BC before cell phones. I had a pager. So what happened, I was on patrol that morning, and a good friend of mine who was a sheriff at the time, Tommy Thomas, I knew him a long time through my career. He was my patrol lieutenant, and captain, and major, and chief deputy, and I called him for advice, and he said, "Don, there's an opportunity. Why don't you throw your name in here? If you get it, take over then. If you don't, come back to work." Simple as that. And gave me a little more advice, and so I threw my name in the hat. So that morning I was on patrol. I worked 6 to 3 shift, and I had a take-home car. I was senior patrolman up in their radius, and so my sergeant drove me up here. I believe it was a 2 o'clock special court meeting, and there's another gentleman put in for it, and myself, and another gentleman wanted to be considered. And
when you say court, you're talking about
Commissioner's Court. Yeah, when there's a vacancy as a sheriff in Texas, in most states, the Commissioner's Court has to fill that vacancy. Only Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
I think in Florida, for example, the governor can fill that position, but rarely is it anything but the county Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
So anyway, I came up here and changed clothes out of my uniform and came to the Commissioner's Court, and they went into closed session and came out, and I was selected by a 3-2 vote. 2 commissioners voted for the other gentleman, 2 for me, and the county judge made the swing vote. Okay. So I became sheriff. I was on patrol that morning. That afternoon I was sheriff. And, oops, now what I do? You know? And,
have you ever regretted it?
No. I've sat there a couple of times and said, I had a pretty good gig where I was at. I don't. The first few months was kind of interesting. And with all due respect, the sheriff that was there before was there 19 years, and I just happened to come along like that. And it was a timing period of so many. The public was like loyal to the previous sheriff, the new sheriff. No election, It was just that quick.
Yeah.
And so.
Who the heck is this?
Yeah, and I'm from Navajo. My mom and dad from here. I grew up here, and luckily, a lot of people knew me and knew my family. And it wasn't. It was a smooth transition to a degree, but still, with all due respect, you had a sheriff who's been here 19 years. I didn't have a dog in the hunt as far as why he was taken out of office, but I was the one who replaced him.
Right.
So I try to do it as respectfully and dignified as possible. And the previous sheriff got on TV and said to Channel 3, I'll never forget, very gracious comment. He said, "Donnie didn't have anything to do with this. Wish him the best. I hope he does well, blah, blah, blah." And went forward. And never once has that man ever said a thing negative against me or vice versa.